Welcome, everyone. A single water main break triggered a chain reaction, knocking down a transformer, igniting an underground fire, and leaving firefighters with no choice but to let it burn itself out. What you're seeing isn't just melting ice. Unseasonably warm weather and heavy rain shattered the frozen river into massive blocks, creating flash floods that forced hundreds of people to evacuate. This isn't choreography, it's dinner. Blue-footed boobies dive in perfect synchrony, giving each bird a better chance of catching fish without getting in each other's way. Storm waves whipped up natural compounds from algae and seaweed into mountains of sea foam, piling it several feet deep along the shore. Casting your fishing net, only for an entire group of hungry sea lions to show up for an all-you-can-eat buffet. It looks impossible, but after days of heavy rain, water can build up inside hollow sections of a tree and escape through cracks, turning the trunk into a natural fountain. It looks like something from another planet, but this is the door to hell in Turkmenistan. A massive natural gas field collapsed into a caver that's been burning continuously since 1971. That wasn't just a loose rock. It was a giant boulder ready to come crashing down. Fortunately, the workers spotted the danger just in time and got to safety.
Porca troia, viene tutto. Porca troia!
Green fire always looks supernatural, but this eerie color appeared after floodwater damaged underground electrical equipment, triggering a series of dangerous electrical failures. No, the river didn't suddenly mutate. Someone dumped a dye called fluorescein into the water. The visual of goats perched high up in thorny trees like giant birds is definitely one of nature's most bizarre and amusing sights. Ice may look harmless, but it's incredibly heavy. Here, the weight became too much, causing the tree to split right down the middle.
我叫一个板法，我要抓
That's an African rock python measuring about 13 feet long.
Yeah， 在树上抓很难。
啊？
在这个树上抓很难，我要
你把它捅下来。
让它下来。
When a reservoir fails, the damage can be catastrophic. Whether it's extreme weather, engineering flaws, or poor maintenance, millions of gallons of water can be unleashed in seconds. After an unusually cold winter, rising water forced massive slabs of ice ashore, even crushing steel and concrete barriers. It looks like the ground's moving, but it's actually millions of baby crabs beginning one of nature's biggest migrations. Tiles can actually pop when heat, humidity, or poor installation create too much pressure underneath.
我去，哇，那个房子都掉进去了。
This enormous sinkhole was triggered by a major water leak at a nearby metro construction site. Thankfully, no one was injured, but it swallowed the road in a matter of moments. It looks like a neighborhood buried in snow, but it's actually sea foam. Strong winds churned up natural organic matter in the ocean before blowing the thick foam right through the streets. This isn't random chaos. It's a full-scale territorial war between two ant colonies. They battle one-on-one, sometimes snapping each other's antennae and mandibles, all to defend their tiny empire.
Bro, I hate June so bad. Oh my god. I hate June so bad. Look at
These are mayflies. They emerge by the millions, sometimes for just a single day, all to mate before their incredibly short lives come to an end.
it is so. These things keep flying on me. This crazy.
After sudden weather changes and high humidity, millions of millipedes emerged at once, creating what looks like a living river crawling across the ground.
，Carai, que loucura, né?
It looks like the tree itself is burning from the inside, but the real fuel is natural gas rising through the ground. When it ignites, it creates one of nature's most surreal fire displays. After heavy rain, earthworms often gather on the surface because water fills the tiny air pockets in the soil, making it harder for them to breathe underground. This spinning snake roll isn't normal behavior. It's often a sign of serious neurological or balance disorders affecting the snake's ability to control its body. A green sky may look beautiful, but it's often a warning sign. It happens when sunlight passes through storm clouds packed with water and ice, and it can signal that severe weather's on the way. This FPV drone captured an incredible front row view of molten rock and volcanic debris blasting into the air.
There he is. Holy cow. Salt and pepper pistachios on the way. Let's open it up.
It looks like supplies dropping into a war zone, but it's actually Walmart using drones to deliver packages straight to customers' homes.
There you go. There you
I'm
go.
gonna let them open it up.
Walmart package. Holy cow.
This incredible cloud of birds is part of the annual snow goose migration. Tens of thousands pass through on their journey north every spring. What looks completely out of control is actually intentional. Australian aerobatic pilot Paul Bennett is performing a precision side slip that takes an incredible amount of skill to pull off. That UFO-shaped cloud is called a lenticular cloud. It forms when strong winds flow over mountains, creating smooth, stationary clouds that often fool people into thinking they're spacecraft.
Oh, ciao Matillo.
A massive rock slide weakened the mountainside beneath this bridge, causing part of it to collapse.
This is crazy. I'm literally having dinner, and this fish comes flying out. Okay, I'm just gonna grab you. Here we go. We're putting you back in. Come on, man. Stay with me. Stay with me. So this fish just literally just jumped out of the sea, and you're going back in here, my friend. Oh my gosh, that's the full moon for you. Hope it's still alive. That's the full moon. Come on, come on, come on. You still got it inside of you. You still got it. Oh my God.
Now that's not something you see every day.
Oh dear.
Bro, what is this? Yo!
Sometimes nature reminds us it could create special effects better than any computer ever could.
I'm so like, bro, what is this? This is the rawest I've ever seen in my life. Is it real? Like, what is this? I'm kind of scared, but I'm not, but what is it?
Strange cloud illumination can have several causes, from distant storms below the horizon to atmospheric or even human-made light sources. But this exact cause remains a mystery.
The close-ups. Yeah, that's how you recording it. You know we witnessing something.
Some call it a USO, an unidentified submerged object. What do you think this could be?
Down there saying somebody's scuba diving.
Just one person illuminating that brightly? Yeah, that'll. Oh, it's moving?
It may look like the entrance to another world, but this was actually a 10,000-year-old glacial ice cave. Every now and then, nature puts on a display that reminds us we don't have all the answers.
They got a little fella on the road that I don't want to see squished. A little thorny devil, Mollicoridus.
Meet the thorny devil from Australia. It looks like a tiny dragon, but it's completely harmless and even collects water through grooves in its skin to survive the desert.
Lucky little lizard. Have a go at him. Little arid specialist. These guys are just built for the extremes out here. Oh, how good. I'm glad I spotted him because we don't want to see this little fella squashed or pancaked.
During lockdown in South Africa, these endangered African penguins had the streets almost to themselves, a rare sight that gave them a much safer stroll to the ocean. It may look like a cloud fell from the sky, but this rare sight was captured in Yemen, where a dense cloud or fog bank settled so low it appeared to blanket the ground. It started as flooding, but once the river carved away the ground underneath, the road collapsed. Seeing water bubble up in the middle of a forest looks surreal, but it can happen when underground springs or heavy rainfall force groundwater to the surface.
God damn.
They're called starlings, and flying in huge synchronized flocks helps confuse predators while creating one of nature's most mesmerizing spectacles. Kestrels are one of the few birds that can hover almost perfectly in place. Nature's artwork is hard to beat. No wind, no insects, yet it keeps spinning. It could simply be stored tension in the stem slowly releasing. Or what do you think? Despite the name, there's no lava here. Mud volcanoes erupt with mud, water, and natural gases forced to the surface by underground pressure, constantly reshaping the landscape. These trees aren't wrapped in silk by one giant spider. They're covered by thousands of tiny caterpillars spinning webs together to protect themselves while they feed.
Oh,
This wasn't just bad luck. The parking area had been built over an old well, and after heavy rain caused the ground to sink, the car disappeared into the collapse. Thankfully, no one was injured. Just when you think you've seen everything, nature decides to turn an ordinary road into a fish road. A day at the beach usually means seagulls, not an entire herd of elk casually strolling along the shoreline. Not a flower, not a petal, it's an orchid mantis, one of nature's most beautiful masters of disguise.
Теперь у нас 3 солнца всходит. Раз, два и три.
3 suns? Not quite. This rare sight over northern Russia is called a sundog, created when sunlight passes through ice crystals high in the atmosphere.
Вот так вот бывает на севере.
Bro, look at these clouds. What is going on? What is that?
Clouds have to be one of nature's greatest illusionists. With the right winds and temperatures, they can transform into shapes that seem almost impossible.
What is going on here with these clouds? Whoa.
Boys.
This isn't playtime. It's how kangaroos settle disputes. They balance on their tails while delivering surprisingly powerful kicks with both feet.
Ooh.
These aren't giant frozen pancakes. They're circular ice discs formed when waves repeatedly bump chunks of ice together until their edges become smooth and rounded.
Olha só. Olha o tamanho dessas peças aqui, gente.
It looks like giant purple candy, but it's actually an amethyst geode, a hollow rock lined with crystals that took millions of years to grow.
Tamanho do geodo.
This strange candle ice forms as warming temperatures break solid ice into long, narrow crystals, creating one of winter's most satisfying natural patterns.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I see it in the video!
There's a lot.
I'm telling you.
More than 20 lights glowing beyond the clouds and flashing in unison? There are several possible explanations, from distant aircraft and satellites to atmospheric effects, but without more evidence, it's impossible to know for sure.
Okay, yeah, that was like, you can still see it. What is that?
I don't know.
This enormous wind farm is in China, which produces over 40% of the world's wind power. Certain rocks can generate electrical charges when they're squeezed, fractured, or rubbed together, a phenomenon known as piezoelectricity. Tell me this doesn't look like a beauty pageant. And that one with its wings spread, it's basically saying, everyone, eyes on me. Every summer in Tennessee's Great Smoky Mountains, thousands of fireflies blink in perfect sync as part of an incredible mating display found in only a few places on Earth. That ghostly figure isn't a spirit, it's your own shadow. This rare Brocken specter appears when sunlight projects your shadow onto mist below, surrounding it with a glowing halo. It almost looks like a portal in the sky, but this stunning view is simply sunlight shining through a perfectly timed break in the clouds.
Geez, some more.
This usually happens when a thin layer of soil floats on waterlogged ground, causing the surface to ripple with every step.
And look, it's super soft. Try jump down.